I left my computer. I don't have my computer, so I'm on the phone. I'm pulling the Sean Rooney right now.
Me too. I'm on my phone too, Cam.
Cam,
That was one time, Cam.
can you flip your phone sideways so it looks like horizontal? Thanks.
Can you take your shirt off too?
And your pants.
Yeah,
I'm free balling, Sam. Chill out.
that's what we like to hear.
Love to hear Nickson.
I'm going. All right, no, Tommy needed to introduce the show. Oh, thank you. I didn't hear what you said.
I don't know what he was talking about.
It didn't compute in my head.
It was funny how it like eventually clicked.
Yeah.
The words were still processing, so he was just
It
saying
was.
he
It was.
just
It did
tired.
compute in my head.
And then it was like Cam complimented your hair, and he was like, "Oh shit, thank you."
Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs show. This is the conference championship round weekend show.
Ooh.
Welcome to the second to last week of the season. We're going to be making our Super Bowl picks later in the show, so stay tuned for that. We have a pretty full barn today on Zoom in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, once again. Game one on the slate here, 49ers, Eagles, NFC, 3 o'clock start in Philadelphia. Eagles are -2.5, totals 46.5. We will go to Nickson.
I expect the Eagles to win this game. The Niners tend to struggle when the other team has a very good number one receiver, and the Eagles have obviously A.J. Brown. So I feel like he's going to have a big game. Jalen Hurts is going to not turn the ball over, keep it out of harm's way, and the Eagles will cover. Eagles I think it's -2.5. 2.5.
I'm gonna just go after Nickson because I agree with everything he said. For real, they can cover all around, and it's like they can match the playmakers as well. Because the Niners' offense is just literally get the ball to the playmakers. So if they could even up and match up with the playmakers, they could win this game easily. Even last week, I feel like the question was if Hurts is gonna play like decent from his injury, and honestly, Hurts is the only one that can lose them this game for real. Like. And that's just not, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. So I think the Eagles spread, and that's it. No over under.
You guys already know my pick. I said it about a year ago that the Eagles were going to the Super Bowl. And out of the NFC, I have a surprise pick with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's going to be
Battle of Pennsylvania.
Battle of Pennsylvania for the Super Bowl. I believe,
and you guys thought my prediction.
I believe Jalen Hurts is going to have a pretty historic season.
I know.
You know, it happens, so no surprise there. But let's go Eagles.
You asked me what coach I'd rather have in a late playoff game situation, Nick Sirianni or Shanahan. I'm taking Shanahan. I think it's going to be a close game. And I think Shanahan is just going to be more well prepared and a better coach, but manage the clock better, call better plays. So I think the 49ers got this. And I'm going to take the over because everything about this game screams the under. And that's exactly what Vegas wants you to think. But you're not getting me this time, Vegas.
Follow you there, Coby. I'm going to go with the Eagles, though, which I'm starting to get nervous about because there's a lot of money on them and everyone seems to be taking them. But I think this game's going to come down to whoever can handle adversity the best. None of them have really faced any sort of real trouble. Yeah, the Niners got on the ropes with the Cowboys a little bit, but once it got to the second half, they were dominant in that game, and everyone knew that it was going their way. And the Eagles just steamrolled the Giants. The Niners had steamrolled the Seahawks the week before. So, and the Niners, great roster. They're coming into a very hostile environment. I mean, look at all the swagger, the hype that the Eagles had. You got like Nick Sirianni fighting his assistant coaches on the sideline, like just to hype up his team. And I love it.
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, it literally bugs. Yeah, like as much of a massive dork as Nick Sirianni is doing his like into the camera and shit. Like, I think he is a good coach, and he's shown that he can do a lot, despite how good this roster of this Eagles roster is. But yeah, I think it's going to come down to who makes less mistakes and who capitalizes on more opportunities. And I'm also going to take the under because both of these offenses like to play a pretty like high-powered, high-paced, like just like keep going and a lot of flow to it. So I think the game clock's going to move relatively quickly. And if we've seen anything about over-unders this year, it's not as much about scoring as much as it is about how fast the game is moving, how fast the clock is going. Because you see some of these games, by the end of the first drive, there's 5 minutes left in the first quarter. And then like it's all right, we're 7 minutes away from halftime and each team's only touched the ball twice. I think it's going to be one of those kind of games where drives are long, drawn out, and it's really going to be a testament of grit as to who can get this done. And I'm also going to take Elijah Mitchell anytime touchdown scorer because from what I've been watching, a lot of attention's going to Christian McCaffrey for good reason. And Elijah Mitchell wasn't, or when they first got McCaffrey, Mitchell wasn't getting a lot of attention, wasn't getting a lot of touches. And now that people are kind of starting to figure out the McCaffrey game, they're opening up with Elijah Mitchell a little more. We saw some big plays from him last week. He's fast. He's got wheels. And when they get those holes, which good offensive lines can create, he can open up for some big plays. And in the red zone, when you want to take McCaffrey, Debo out of the situation, perfect opening for a guy like Mitchell.
Okay. Going with the Niners. They have a better coach and better players. And their style of play, physicality, travels well, I believe, into a hostile crowd. Really tough to win NFC championship games in Philadelphia. I unfortunately know that from experience with my Vikings a few years back. But I think that the San Francisco is less reliant on quarterback play. I feel like Brock Purdy could play poorly and they could still win because they got an all-star team. They got guys, all pros, Pro Bowlers everywhere. And I feel like Kyle Shanahan and Nick Sirianni will both call really, really good games. They're going to need to because the defenses of both teams are very good. I think San Francisco is going to win like 26-23. And so I like the over as well. But I think the Niners come Sunday night will be the NFC champions.
In this game, to me, the Eagles are going to win. That's my pick. I like Eagles -2.5. But another pick that I like that no one's picked yet. First half under 23. I think that these are two quarterbacks who are going to be a little bit like not nervous per se, but like maybe Brock Purdy a little nervous, but like Jalen Hurts a little bit like I have everything in front of me, like the opportunity to win a Super Bowl. I just got to like the only thing that can fuck it up, like Cam said, is me. So I feel like first half under, especially like two good veteran defenses as well. I like first half under 23. But yeah, Eagles. I think Eagles -2.5 is the play. All right. Game 2 on the slate here. AFC, Bengals, Chiefs in Kansas City. This line keeps flip-flopping. As we stand right now.
In Burrowhead, not Arrowhead. Burrowhead.
Yeah, apparently that.
Don't mean to spoil my pick there, but it's in Burrowhead.
That came out today. Apparently that's what the Bengals locker room is calling it. That's crazy as shit. That's some confidence. As I said, the line is flip-flopping. Right now, the Chiefs are -1 at home. Total's 47.5. We'll give it to Sam.
It seems as if Joe Burrow and the Bengals have the number of the Kansas City Chiefs right now. It's Burrowhead, the quarterback matchup in their head-to-head. It's been going a lot in Burrow's favor. Mahomes has been playing well against them. I think that's going to turn around here. I think we're going to see a Chiefs win. It's going to be entertaining. I'm also going to take the over. I want to see some points scored. It's tough to beat a team that many times, and the Chiefs have proven that they are winners, and they have what it takes. So, and in Kansas City, I think they're going to get it done this weekend.
I think Patrick Mahomes' health is something very important that needs to be touched on because it's going to make a huge difference. Like we saw him play the second half of that game with one leg hopping around. Like they said he practiced on Wednesday, which is usually a good sign. But if that's like the kind of Patrick Mahomes we're getting for a game against the Bengals with a Joe Burrow led team that's going to put up a bunch of points, I don't see a future where KC wins even if they're at home. I'm going to take the Bengals here +1. I just think Mahomes having a high ankle sprain, which is an injury that's usually like pretty naggy, and a guy that relies on like moving around in the pocket and stepping up in the pocket and getting around defenders, he uses his legs, he's gonna need it. So I'm gonna take Cincy just because I don't think a week or is long enough to recover from a high ankle sprain.
Back then, maybe he would be able to do it with like Tyreek Hill and the other weapons, but I just don't think he has the offensive weapons on the Chiefs. Besides Kelsey, I don't think he has the weapons to just play on a hurt ankle and win the game for the Chiefs. That's just not gonna happen. So Bengals.
Joe Burrow's playing with an all-time confidence. They're hitting on all cylinders. Their defense doesn't have any like big-time names, but they are very underrated. And their coordinator, I think his name's Lou Anaramo. Please forgive me if I mispronounce his last name, but he deserves some head coaching job offers, maybe, or at least some interviews, because that defense shut down Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in the snow in Buffalo. And even in that climate, that weather, Joe Burrow in the first quarter, like the game was pretty much over after the first quarter, 2 touchdowns on their first 2 drives. I just feel like the high ankle sprain actually isn't going to be that bad for Patrick Mahomes because they have this thing called a Toradol. Like it's really bad for your health, but they just give you a shot and you don't feel any pain. I think Mahomes is going to be able to play through it. But I just think that the Cincinnati Bengals are a superior team. And if Joe Burrow, listen, I'm getting ahead of myself, but if he beats Mahomes 4 straight times, and if he goes through the playoffs and he beats Josh Allen, Mahomes, and then if it's the Niners or the Eagles, whoever it is going to be a good team on the other side, he would have a very credible argument to be the best quarterback in the league. I feel like that the Bengals are flying high, and I'm picking them to go into Kansas City and win and be the AFC champs.
So I am picking the Bengals solely because the Steelers beat the Bengals week 1. So if they win the Super Bowl, we could say we beat the Super Bowl champs. Pretty
very,
cool.
very good reason to pick the Bengals.
Pretty cool to say.
Very good reason.
Let's go Bengals.
I don't think it's about the quarterback play necessarily. I mean, Baker Mayfield's 3-0 against Joe Burrow, and Jake Plummer is 3-0 against Tom Brady. So I don't think that the quarterback matchup is necessarily what it is. I think it's more of a coaching matchup or maybe a team matchup. The Bengals, they're hot and they're going to stay hot. That offense is insane, and I think that the Chiefs just won't have enough to keep up offensively. I'm going to take the over 2. I mean, I've never seen these 2 teams play, and it's not a shootout. I think this is going to be the game of the weekend. Even there's only 2 games, but I think it's going to be the game of the weekend. The Bengals would get a stop before the Chiefs if it's a shootout, and I think that's what it's going to come to. So Bengals and the over.
I think the Chiefs are going to win. This is a pick 'em. There isn't some, stat that I can give you that's going to make a difference. It's really just what you think deep down inside. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game at home. Mahomes has the motivation of he hasn't played very well against Burrow, and I think the Chiefs are going to win. Also, I just looked, Jerick McKinnon touchdown is plus money. I'm not going to take it. I'm just saying if anybody else wants to take it, it is plus money this week. But I'm just taking the Chiefs.
I love how Cope said game of the week.
I think the real reason everyone wants is picking Joe Burrow and the Bengals to win is because we all can't stand Patrick Mahomes' wife. I think we all can agree with that. Even those picking the Chiefs
definitely
would also admit that. Well, his brother has disappeared. He obviously gave his brother a stern talking to.
Yeah, they had the talk.
a stern talking to. He's like, hey, I just lost to Joe Burrow 4 straight times. Get the fuck away from my football games.
Yeah.
I think that's what the conversation went like. Who knows?
Because neither of them, we haven't seen either of them this year at all.
Now they're calling it Burrowhead.
It's not Burrowhead.
Hey, just wait till Sunday night, pal. Just wait till Sunday
Don't
night.
pal me.
No, listen, the Bengals are some of the cockiest SOBs I've ever seen. If they win this game, they're going to be doing the gritties and the Burrowhead chants. Like they are going to be
Eli Apple
on
crazy on Twitter.
Eli Apple's like a
Do y'all think he
never
was
even
getting at-
close to a Pro Bowl player, and he's talking the most out of anybody.
Talking crazy.
It's time for our Super Bowl predictions. I'll go first. I think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I think they're going to beat the Chiefs 28-24. I think the Eagles are, destined. I think that they've surpassed all of our expectations except for Sean. So we don't want to talk too long to make this like an hour and a half long episode, but I think Eagles beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction.
I'll go next. Keep it short. I like the Eagles too. I forgot what game it was this season, but Jalen Hurts, that one game they were up by like 50 and they like on the bench celebrating and shit, and Jalen Hurts had the straightest face ever. Like he was not even worried about celebrating. Like he's
a very locked in guy. He's a very locked in individual.
And then I saw some videos of him squatting the other day. That shit was fucking, he had like at least 600 on the fucking rack. That shit was nutty. So Eagles by $1 million for real.
Okay, I really quick, I gotta get Cam is gonna base his Super Bowl prediction on how much Jalen Hurts can squat in the weight room.
Dick, if you saw this video, you
can tell Cam that the Browns, Giants, Dolphins fan has had a really bad year. If this is where he's going to get his information from.
I'm a gym guy, Jake. I like to see that. I want to see the work.
Cam's a big leg day guy. I think Brock Purdy has got one more decent game in him, and I hate to be pessimistic. It'll be a great story, but I think in the Super Bowl he's going to be overwhelmed. And it'll be Niners Bengals, and the Bengals are going to win the Super Bowl 24-20.
All right, enough with this soft ass like 28-24, 24-20. I think the
Give me a
Eagles-
56. Give me a 56 to 80.
The Eagles are gonna go down to Arizona, and they're gonna play against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they are going to win 45-38.
This is not a Big
What the
12
fuck?
football game, Sam. Jesus. This is not Oklahoma, Texas
All right,
Tech from
well,
2015.
they're in Big 12 territory, or they're in Pac-12 territory. But like, come on, like we got to get like some. Or we're having a Super Bowl show, right? So like, I'll give better analysis then. But like, we can't be going like soft here. And when the Eagles
45.
win 45-38, you all can come and say that I knew everything.
All right, I'll go. I'm also going to take the Eagles to win the Super Bowl. Just like Tommy was saying, it kind of feels like, I mean, it did kind of feel like the Bills were like destined to win the Super Bowl, but I don't know. Some just in me saying that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl this year. It just feels right. I'm going to take the Eagles to beat the Bengals. Let's see, 35-38.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bengals to win the Super Bowl. Bengals over the 49ers, as you can tell from my picks. I think that the 49ers and the Eagles, they're better stories than the Bengals, but I think it's not about who has the better story, the better whatever narrative. Would it be cool Jalen Hurts and the Eagles win the Super Bowl? Yeah, but I think the best football team in this playoffs is the Bengals, and I'm gonna take them. My original pick was 27-24, but I'm going to go 30-27. I think the Bengals pull this one out. I think whoever it is in the Super Bowl is not beating the Bengals. I think the Bengals are hot, and they're going to end hot. And I think they're the best team, not the best story.
someone's gonna strap down Jamar Chase and T Higgins. Like it's gonna happen.
Stop it.
That's a crazy thought.
Yeah,
That's a crazy take.
very crazy thought.
I'm gonna not go with who I want to win. I think the Bengals actually have it. Yeah.
He just wants to post on his
flabbergasted.
He just
So,
wants to
John,
he just wants
need
to
a
post
score.
on his Instagram Pittsburgh
What?
Steelers 2023 Super Bowl, the real Super Bowl champions.
Because we beat them in week 1.
The
You gotta do a
score.
Yeah, you gotta do a score.
Let me go. 27-24.
Typical
I like that.
score, not
Wow.
really fun.
I like that, son.
Thank you for joining us. We're gonna find out who's going to the Super Bowl, and then we're gonna have a week off because of the Pro Bowl. So maybe we'll do a little draft or something in there for fun. But Super Bowl show coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Like and subscribe. Shout out everyone for being on the show today. And like and subscribe.
And comment.
And comment.
Share
And share.
Repost.
on your Instagram story.
And don't skip leg day, Cam. Don't skip it, brother. Don't do
Jalen
it.
Hurts doesn't.